Okay, so I guess I am live, and so what I'm going to talk about is miscommunication. And so many times I have come to realize that on Facebook, so many times, there is miscommunication, and this happens because people are going through a lot. It's come to my attention that people so many times are going through a lot, and because of that stress, and because of whatever it is that is stressing people on Facebook, whatever it is that is affecting people on Facebook, there is always that miscommunication, especially when it is to do with texts, you know, because comprehension is very, very, very vital. And so many times people just, you know, read something and understand it the way they understand it. And this is true because, sometimes you'll have a scenario where it's a classroom, and, you know, people will have the same teacher, but people will understand things differently, and there will be a number one, a number two, a number three, and the last person. So people have misunderstood my posts in the past, about the way this place had changed for me. It's not a bad place. It's always been an amazing place, but I guess because you know the communities change. We have so many refugees coming in through to this neighborhood. It's close to Copenhagen, and we have so many you know different races in the neighborhood. We have so many Danish people as well in the neighborhood, and it's basically 15 minutes away from the central station. So yeah, I mean, at some point things just changed for me because after all the gossiping and whatnot, there's people that, you know, suddenly wanted to harm me because they thought, or they had been told, that I was making a lot of money. And, with the gang culture, anyone that might be making more money, or anyone that might be making money is, looked at as a target, either to steal from you or to harm you in some way, especially if you're dealing in the same kind of profession they're dealing in, which I'm not. So the miscommunication in my case was people were thinking that I'm showing off and whatnot. It's really crazy the way how people, back in Africa, I'm from Africa and I'm proudly African. I'm just saying it's so crazy how people back in Africa will hear something like, oh, having a cold or flu in Europe is different, and they'll think you're showing off. You're not showing off, it's real. The same way malaria is crazy back in Africa is the same way a flu is over here. And in the same way, I'm saying, the gang member staff and gangs are real over here. It's not like an understatement or me saying you don't understand what I'm saying. It's just that, it's just that. There's nothing more to it. So yeah, the miscommunication, there were so many miscommunications, people thinking I'm talking negatively about, the country I'm living in, people thinking that I am, like, let me say, people were thinking whatever they wanted to think. And the truth is, I was just expressing, the fact that after so much gossip, because I step out of my apartment looking good like this, oh, she's making a lot of money, oh, she has a lot of money, oh, she's not paying taxes, oh, blah, 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 blah. Because of all that talk, I found myself in a situation where, there were gangs and boys in the neighborhood that wanted to hurt me. And well, right now it has subsided because I step out dressed up like a hippie, and when you think about it, that is kind of like some racism going on there, because there's so many white girls that walk around looking amazing and nobody says anything. You know, there's so many white girls walking around with Louis Vuitton bags and whatnot, and nobody says anything. But when a black person walks around, suddenly there's a problem. So that's the angle I was coming from, but I wasn't talking negatively. So miscommunication is real on Facebook, and people are going through a lot on Facebook. You could post about your life being in, danger, and nobody gives a fuck about it, and people misunderstand or misinterpret what you're saying on Facebook because they are understanding it from their level of perception. So it's crazy like that, and I feel like I had to clear the air. And secondly, I'm going to be deactivating this Facebook profile because I share too much. But I have a new Facebook profile coming up where I won't be sharing too much. And thanks for watching. I hope I've educated some of you that might have thought I was bragging or showing off. I hope some of you totally get it, that, not every time that people are talking about serious issues that they are showing off. Sometimes things are real, Sometimes things are real, and it's not just showing off. It's somebody using their profile feed to update those that might care, about what is happening. So bye-bye, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. It's around 3 p.m. here in Denmark, so I don't know what time it is over there, but bye, and I hope I've educated some of you. I hope this video gets watched by so many of you. Yeah, so bye-bye.